Hey everybody, and welcome to
Mana mana,
do 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 do
mana mana,
do 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 do
mana mana.
do 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 do. Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Get Sweaty. I am your friendly neighborhood Soda the Great, joined by Ben, Big Fudge Rainer, and 50 Shades of Green. If you can't tell by that opening song, we are discussing our top 5 favorite Muppet songs today. I'm really excited about this list because I love the Muppets. Gonzo the Great, as I found out through therapy, I have a connection with because of who he is. So I love the Muppets dearly. I really do. How are you guys doing today?
It ain't easy being green.
It's definitely not. Definitely not. How about you, Ben Statler or Waldorf, whichever you want to be called today?
I'm doing well. You can't not think of the Muppets and not get a smile on your face.
Right? Like, what is it about the Muppets that make them so universally beloved?
I don't know, man. If anybody,
Well, the only answer I can give is they're just funny and people love to laugh.
Yeah. Like what I wouldn't give to interact with Gonzo all the time. Although I probably would end up in the hospital more time than not, now that I think about it.
how
Yeah.
about
So when you say that you're very much like him, you also shoot yourself out of a cannon on any
No,
given-
no. It was okay. We're gonna get deep here. No, it's because mostly from the Muppets from Space movie, where he's like trying to figure out who he is, where he belongs. He doesn't know who he is, that type of thing. That's what I relate to because I spent a lot of time trying to figure out my place in this crazy little world, and that's why I gravitate towards him because he's an odd duck. He's a one of a kind.
Yeah,
And
he's a whatever.
Yeah, exactly. He's a whatever.
You know, for a very long time, my parents used to think he's a mosquito because of the nose. Before that movie came out.
That reminds me, I follow Gonzo on Twitter because I have to. Actually, I follow most of the Muppets now that I think about it. But today Gonzo's made me laugh. He's just like, does anybody have a nose sharpener? Camilla and I want to go play darts, and I really want to be the dart.
Camilla.
So, what was your guys' first exposure to the Muppets? That's something I feel like we have to talk about. Ben, we'll start with you.
If I remember correctly, it was a Muppet Baby.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't remember watching that cartoon as a little kid and loving it.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, 50?
Retracing my steps, I think my first ever interaction with the Muppets was actually through McDonald's when they had the Muppets as Happy Meal toys.
Yeah.
I got Gonzo and then I got Fozzie, and well, it was mostly my parents who got really excited to see me playing with those Muppet toys, and they're the ones that really got me hooked on the show itself. And then a couple of years later, they made an actual a channel on an Israeli channel that featured most, if not all, the shows that that people grew up with. It was basically the old, really old shows that people grew up with. They brought it back to a more modern audience, and the Muppet Show and the Muppet Babies were part of that. So that's how I got to know the full show.
So for me, like I had like any other kid, your parents buy you plushies and stuff like that. So I've had this since I was a little baby, the baby Kermit. And also things from like the McDonald's toys, whatever. So I have this Fozzie Bear as a goalie. But really, to my knowledge, my first actual viewing of the Muppets was Muppet Christmas Carol. Like I don't remember anything before that. Obviously, I probably knew who the Muppets were, but that was my first exposure to them, and that's actually where I fell in love with Gonzo and Rizzo. Because for me, they're the best duo in the Muppets. They play so well off each other that it bums me out that Rizzo has been relegated to like a background one-line character. Yeah, because like in there's the movie coming out, Muppets Haunted Mansion. For me, it would have been awesome for them to repair Rizzo and Gonzo, but they're pairing Gonzo and Pepe the Prawn.
That's actually my mom's favorite Muppet.
I love him. Do love Pepe, but
He's not a shrimp. He's a king prawn. Okay.
yeah, no, I mean, like, but for me, it's Rizzo and Gonzo. Like, they're a 1-2 punch, and I'm just bummed we're not going to see that. But you know what? We still have all this great material with them. Yeah. So let's hop into the list. So who wants to start first today?
Or not. What the hell? Heck, whatever.
Yeah, because of the Muppets, let's try to limit the swearing.
Oh gosh, darn it.
Oh, shucky darns. That was actually one of my high school French teacher's favorite way to express your frustration. Oh, shucky darns.
My number 5 is Moving Right Along.
That's a punt.
That is on my honorable mentions.
Okay,
so I'm going to go next. It's from the same movie, but it's I'm Going to Get Back There Someday. Nothing?
No.
So what's beauty about this one, like the movie is about getting the gang back together. Or is it about getting the gang back together, or is it just them getting together for the first time? I can't remember. Because I know the Muppets and the Muppet movie are kind of similar.
Are you talking about when you say the Muppets? You mean the Muppets from 2011?
Yeah.
That's when they're trying to get the gang back together.
Yeah, but what's the point of the first movie?
I think it's just called The Muppet Movie.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, like the plot itself. It's like, I know it's another road trip thing, but is it like the first time they're trying to get everyone together?
I think so. Where that guy keeps chasing them the entire movie, and he shows up right at the end.
Yeah,
through the movie screen.
Yeah, they're okay. They're going on a cross country trip to Hollywood. Yeah, but what I like about this song, it's Gonzo's. It's his solo song, really, and basically he's singing about how he's had this joy that he's lost, and he's gonna get back there. He knows he's gonna get back there. He's just got to be patient. Like the first lyrics are, "This looks familiar, vaguely familiar, almost unreal yet. It's too soon to feel yet. Close to my soul and yet so far away. I'm going to get back there someday." And I think it's a lovely song about wanting to be back to who you were. This is how I'm looking at it. To be back to who you were, to get the things that you really enjoyed that you lost. It's kind of like you don't know what it's got till it's gone. That's how I'm interpreting this song. But it's just lovely to see Gonzo just singing about that type of stuff, because he's my favorite.
Yeah. And speaking of Pepe, hola.
Hey 50s mom.
She said it to me a while ago. She's like, how is it even possible that he's just making you crack out laughing with one word? Hola.
Yeah. He's got that attitude, that's for sure. So 50, what is your number 5?
Okay, so I haven't really watched a Muppet movie in a very long time. So about half of mine are going to be from the TV show, and mine is actually a bit of a dark horse, or rather a black sheep, if you will. Lamb, lamb, a ding dong.
I don't remember that song.
Me neither.
Okay, it's from. Have you ever seen the episode where the Star Wars characters show up and they have a crossover with Star Wars?
Yeah.
It's from that episode.
Okay. Now keep in mind, I've seen every episode of the Muppets, but it's been a good dozen years.
Yeah. So right before they go into the show itself, they open the show with a song called "Llama Llama Ding Dong," and it's about a bunch of sheep singing, and there's a shepherd singing to a Bo Peep type character, and he's like, "I got a girl called Llama 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 Ding Dong." I forgot the lyrics, but yeah, what he's basically saying is, "She's mine, oh mine." So it's you can listen to the song after the show. So but yeah, I mean, in an episode that's very Star Wars heavy, this feels completely out of place, but it's a really lovely, beautiful song, and it's a great example of how the craziness of the Muppet Show, where they have these crazy, wacky guests, and Star Wars was really big at the time,
Yep.
and all that. And so, in the mix of all that, they throw in this lovely song about a shepherd and about a shepherd couple and their flock of sheep. Is it a flock though?
Yeah, it's a flock of sheep. Yeah.
I thought flock pertains to birds more, but whatever.
No, you can several different animals. A
Yeah,
flock
it's
of sheep.
okay.
Yeah. All right, Ben, you're number 4.
We're making a sequel.
We're making a sequel.
Yeah, not on my
that
list.
became a meme.
The movie isn't as good as the 2011 one, but my God, I love this song. Because it literally picks up right where the last movie ends.
Like literally.
Literally. And
very Last Jedi-ish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave now.
And I love this song. It's a great song, but it's also a disappointment song. Because it promises you a great movie that you don't really get from the rest of the movie.
But to be fair, they address this in the song when they're saying that the sequel is usually not as good as the original.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
like they're already prepared for that.
Yeah,
that's true. And of course, they have Lady Gaga in there and Tony Bennett, which is fun.
Yeah.
No, what this movie was missing was Jason Segel. He was the heart of the Muppets 2011.
Yeah.
100% agree.
It was him and Amy Adams and Walter, the 3 main characters that we saw a lot less of in the.
Yeah.
It's weird that in a Muppet movie, when I don't know, in the Muppet movie where they're trying to bring the old gang back together, it's really the 3 new characters that are the highlight of the movie. And in the next one, when those highlight characters are relegated to the background, it's like
We're
the movie's not that good.
Not even relegated into the background. They're not in it. I mean, Walter is, yeah.
Walter is, but he's not as big a role as, they make him, he's the hero of the movie in the Muppets, and then he's just
one of the Muppets.
Background character. He's like background Muppet character.
Yeah.
The main movie is about the 2 Kermits and the Tina Fey character.
Mm-hmm.
And Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, Dominic Bad Guy. Like, that's just right on the nose.
But it's the Muppets. That's what they do.
Yeah, and I just like how they justify it being different. Badgie, not quite. Alrighty, Ben. No, it's my turn for number 4. Sorry. So I this one's probably gonna get punted. Man or Muppet?
Self-put.
Of course. All right, 50. What is your number 4?
Mana.
It's on my honorable mentions. And I have actually played this in band.
In my family, we kind of have this little bit of a soft tradition is you kind of have to sing it in a freezer. Long story, but my stepdad, my mom's husband, once when we found out about that song, we started playing it around a bunch of times in the house. And one time he just accidentally found himself singing it in the freezer by accident completely.
Oh, nice.
And he opens the door and he's like, mana. And then like 50 people standing there watching him like, are you okay, dude? What's wrong with you? And then it happened to me once. I sang it in the freezer, but fortunately for me, no one got to see me doing it. I just randomly noticed it. Oh shit, I know. Now you got me doing it. So mana. And there's also...
That is easily one of the most frustratingly catchy songs.
Yes. Yes. The question is, what is a mana?
It's the language of those 2 species.
No, you missed it. You blew it. The question is, what is a mana? The question is, who cares?
Mana.
and I love it. Go ahead, Ben.
My favorite iteration of Mananama is in the Muppets at the end.
Yeah. When he's like, "Will you marry me?" Mana.
Yeah. And then you get all these great cameos from Emily Blunt to Sean Krasinski to Neil Patrick Harris to Selena Gomez and more.
And Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg. I think John Hirsch too.
Yeah.
Alan. Adam Arkin. One of them.
So these are. Oh, that's the Muppet movie, not the Muppets. Oof, I was gonna say some of these guys are dead. How the hell would they cameo in this? But yeah, it's a star-studded. Go ahead.
So we know we just had Rosh Hashanah on this side of the world. Someone actually made a version of Mana Mana where the Mana Mana guy is saying Shana Tova instead of Mana Mana.
Oh,
nice.
And people, it became like a meme where people send it to each other every year on Rosh Hashanah.
Right.
Good idea.
Mana Mana.
God damn it. All right. Ben, what is your number 3?
Let's have from Man the Muppet.
The Academy Award winning.
It's still a punt for me.
Yeah, the Academy Award winning Man or Muppet. Okay. So my number 3.
No, they have punt for 50.
I know. That's why I said my number 3.
Oh.
So my number 3 is from Muppets Christmas Carol. There goes Mr. Skinflint. There goes Mr. Greed, the undisputed master of the underhanded deed. The song is called Scrooge. It is our introduction to the character of Ebenezer Scrooge, played by the great Michael Caine in the movie.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, honestly, if you want to know how to properly say it like he does, you just got to say my cocaine. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, there you go. No,
Okay.
it's a great introductory piece because you got everything you need to know about the character, about how horrible he is. And it's the Muppets. They make everything great.
Yeah. Is this your favorite version of Muppet Carol?
Yes.
Because last night, right before we did our pre-tape for the Doctor Who stuff, I watched the Doctor Who Christmas Carol.
Oh! I thought you were relegating to just the Muppets.
No, I said a version of a Muppet Carol.
That's tough. Because I too just rewatched that episode of Christmas Carol.
That's the best Doctor Who Christmas special ever, in my opinion. Really is a Christmas special and a Christmas Carol.
I wouldn't argue with that. I really wouldn't argue with that when it comes to Doctor Who. But if I'm actually being honest, like for me, top spot either would go to Muppet Christmas Carol or that version of a Christmas Carol. And then for shits and giggles, I would throw in Flintstones Christmas Carol as well.
I'll tell you mine. It might be an unpopular opinion, but I love that Jim Carrey one from a few years ago.
I haven't seen it since it's come out, so I can't probably speak to that. And of course, Scrooged.
Yeah.
But no, this is just a fun song because this is everybody like talking about how horrible he is, and then when he gives him a look, they just like cower in fear. And
that's another thing that the Muppets do very well. They do very good villain songs.
Yeah. There goes Mr. Outrage. There goes Mr. Sneer. He has no time for friends or fun. His anger makes that clear. Don't ask him for a favor because his nastiness increases. No crust of bread for those in need. No cheeses for us Mises.
Mises.
Yeah. This, like, normally when it comes to Christmas movies, I like just to watch them around Christmas to get in the mood. This is one of the rare ones where I will pop it in whenever the hell I want.
Right.
Yeah. All right. 50, what is your number 3?
Okay, in my opinion, a very underappreciated Muppet movie. And the song is It's a Good Life.
Muppets from Space?
No, it's Muppets of Oz.
I actually haven't seen Muppets of Oz. That's one of the few I haven't seen.
It gets a lot of shit for some reason. I don't understand why. First of all, in my opinion, it is the most book accurate adaptation of Lewis Carroll's The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Mm-hmm. And believe me when I say it is the most book accurate version of that book, way more than the original 1939 one. But
Quentin Tarantino was in this movie?
oh yeah. There's a and I'll tell you what. There's a fight scene between Dorothy and the Wicked Witch of the West. And before they can do anything, they stop the movie, and Quentin Tarantino shows up in a board meeting with Kermit.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, so this is what Dorothy's gonna do. She's gonna jump into the air. She kicks her, and then they start walking on the walls, and they pull out these samurai swords, and there's thunders and a rain of blood and everything, and then they start morphing into different characters, and she becomes a vampire. And Kermit is like, that seems a little violent and expensive. So
okay, I'm gonna add that onto my viewing for Disney Plus because it's one I don't know why it slipped by me. Maybe because of when it came out. I have to watch this.
Yeah,
By the way,
me too.
did you know that Quentin Tarantino's on this side of the world right now? He lives in Tel Aviv.
Really?
Yeah, because he married a singer.
Right.
He married the daughter of Svika Peak. I can never really remember her name. She's not important. But yeah, he lives here right now in Tel Aviv.
Nice.
And I think he moved here just before COVID happened.
Oh, perfect.
So now he's stuck here. Hey.
Yeah, no kidding. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And we want to know what's even funnier? He a couple of weeks ago he went out for a bar, and the bouncer didn't let him in. He was like, "No, man, you're too old for this place." The bouncer told Quentin Tarantino to bounce.
Wow, Jesus.
Yeah, and that's Israel for you. People around here just don't recognize important people.
The Muppets Wizard of Oz is not on Disney Plus.
What?
No.
Yeah. No. In Canada. Doesn't mean the States. Remember that, Ben.
You American scum.
That's weird. That is really weird.
Huh. What is it called?
The Muppets Wizard of Oz.
I think it's called Muppets of Oz.
No, it's literally called The Muppets Wizard of Oz. That's what's on the poster. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't. It's not on Disney Plus here either.
Wizard of Oz streaming.
That's weird.
But
anyways, in the song, there's the singer/actress Ashanti. She's playing Dorothy.
Yeah.
And really, her whole goal is she wants to meet the wizard to become a famous singer. And that's the song she sings at the end with all the Muppets once she gets her big break and becomes a famous singer with the Muppets.
Nice.
And I think it goes, "It's a good life, a happy ending is where you're landing." That's the chorus.
Nice. I like that.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, it sounds as a possibility like rights clearances for music and stuff like that. That would be preventing them. Which makes sense, but I mean, I'm sure I could find it.
I can buy it on iTunes, so yeah, okay.
Okay then. That was 50's number?
That was my number 3. Yeah.
Okay, so Ben, what is your number 2?
It's time to play the music. It's time to like.
Yeah, that's
the Muppets show theme song, of course.
I mean, that's a punt. Come on, that's gotta be a punt.
All right.
I can rent it on iTunes as well. Okay, so my number 2 is one that it's like a Ramalama. It's like Ramalama Ding Dong for 50. Like it's one that's a dark horse. I don't think anybody would have thought of this. It is Sailing for Adventure from the Muppets Treasure Island.
That's a good movie.
It really, really is. This is pretty much this is the exposition introductory for the entire cast of characters on the pirate ship. Sailing for Adventure lyrics. Hello. So basically, yeah. So the what's his name? The kid. The kid, Gonzo and Rizzo appear in the ship, and this is where you meet the crew. You meet the first mate. You meet Kermit as the frog. Some very good.
Hi,
everyone. Find out that the rats are renting this as a cruise ship, which is my favorite side story in the Muppets Treasure Island. It's so good. And you get the classic line from Fozzie, "Sailing for adventure on the big blue wet thing."
Right.
And he talks, Mr. Bimbo, all right, Miss Bimbo, I didn't know you had such a good voice. You're welcome. It's just so bonkers, but it's so Muppets.
Yeah.
It's one of those rallying songs, because at the end of it, you can't help but feel like, let's go,
I'm going on an adventure.
Yeah.
One movie. Wait, no. One is
That's
from The Hobbit.
The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite memes to use.
Yeah.
Is one of Frodo running, "I'm going on an adventure." Yeah.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Yeah, it's just it's a good life on a boat. There are distant lands with burning sands that call across the oceans. There are bingo games every fun-filled day and margaritas at the midnight buffet. Margaritas at the midnight buffet. Hey ho, we'll go anywhere the wind is blowing. And then Statler and Waldorf should have taken the train. Fuck, I know what I'm doing tonight. I'm gonna start watch all the Muppet movies,
including Muppets Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go for it. I probably have to rent it on my cable box. But yeah, I'll start watching them.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. 50. What is your number 2?
It's a pun from earlier. It's Man or a Muppet.
Okay. Man or a Muppet, the Academy Award-winning Man or a Muppet. This is a great song. The only reasons why it's not higher is because the other 3 are 3 of my absolute favorite Muppet songs. So, yeah. So, who wants to describe this song? Okay, in the film, the song is performed by Gary, Walter, a Muppet form of Gary, and Walter's human form played by. Okay. When you saw what was coming, did you immediately go, it's got to be Jim Parsons? It has to be Jim Parsons, because I know I did.
I did.
I
did it, but once I saw it, I was like, okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And think about when that came out, Jim Parsons was one of the biggest actors around. So, and it's nobody else could play Walter other than him. The song is a piece that reflects Gary and Walter questioning what their true identities are. Throughout the course of the film, Gary is oblivious to the desires of his longtime girlfriend, Mary, and instead offers to sacrifice his time to insist the rest of the Muppets return to fame. This leads to a conflict between him and Mary, who returns to her home in small town without him. Meanwhile, his younger brother, Walter, despite his respect and admiration for the Muppets, experiences an identity crisis as he comes to terms with the dilemma of having to choose between becoming part of the Muppets, which has been his lifelong dream, or continuing his ordinary life alongside Gary and Mary. During this song, Gary and Walter see alternate versions of themselves while wandering the streets. Gary sees himself as a Muppet in the shop window and trolley, and Walter sees himself as a human in a circle of mirrors inside the Muppet Theater. At one point, Gary and Walter, each with their respective counterpart, come together in an abstract, recondite musical setting, dressed in white tuxedos and playing pianos facing each other. The song's conclusion, both characters ultimately accept who they really are. Gary declares himself a man, but a Muppet of a man, and Walter a Muppet, but a very manly Muppet. Gary and Mary later reconcile after Gary goes back to small town and apologizes to her. Yeah, it's a great finding yourself song, hands down.
And Ben, I gotta ask you this. And use 2 soda. Does the circle of mirrors that Walter's standing in, does that kind of remind you a little bit of Turn Left, when Donna's in the middle of the circle and they show her the trickster beetle thing on her back?
It does now.
Yeah, now it does.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. And fun fact that we didn't really get to talk about that whole sequence in and of itself, the with the mirrors, that is a reference to classic Who. That is how the Doctor was able to beat the mythical creature known as the Mara in the 5th Doctor adventure, the episode Kingda.
I can't.
A little bit of bonus Doctor Who knowledge for you.
I can't remember which I saw first, though. This movie or Doctor Who. I can't remember when it was I first saw the Doctor with the wardrobe.
I have to be honest, guys. Now I kind of want a Doctor Who Muppets crossover.
Yes!
Gonzo as the Doctor. Gonzo as the Doctor. And Kermit and Fozzie as the companions.
Oh, I thought just an episode where the Doctor meets the Muppets.
Yeah,
like the Star Wars episode.
Which Doctor? It has to be Matt Smith, don't you think?
I would go to hit Tenet.
Or it could be a multi-doctor story.
The
can be
60th
both of them.
anniversary special. Russell T. Davies, you better watch
Russell,
this.
I hope you're listening,
And
Russell.
you better put the Muppets in the 60th. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Son of a witch.
What companion would have the most fun with the Muppets? I want to say Amy.
Oh, Amy and Rory, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe Nana. I can see Nana doing it.
Yeah?
Could you imagine Donna and Miss Piggy together bickering with each other?
Oh my God. In their respective wedding dresses.
Yes. And you know what? Put K9 in there also.
Oh my God.
I cannot comprehend the Muppets.
Gonzo
Kermit.
falling in love with K9.
Okay, that sounds weird.
Dude, he lives in love with a chicken.
Yeah, but I mean, it's K9. It's a little weird for me to put him in that conversation.
Oh, no. It'd be more like a Pepe Le Pew type of situation where K9 doesn't give a shit, but Gonzo's like trying to...
Or how about this? Bit of a stretch, but this could be the live action debut of Frobisher. And if you don't know who Frobisher is, it's a sixth Doctor companion that only showed up exclusively in comic books, and it's an alien shape-shifting penguin. And he could sort of be in a love triangle with Gonzo and Camilla, where he's going after Camilla, and him and Gonzo keep trying to one-up each other. And you could shapeshift into a cannon and launch Gonzo out of himself.
That actually would be pretty cool. See, when you said Frobisher, I'm like, Martin Frobisher, the founder of None of It?
No.
Like,
John Frobisher, the Peter Capaldi character from the Torchwood episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually would be pretty funny. I've never heard of Frobisher, but I'm looking him up right now.
He was in that comic book you recommended to me, The Prisoners of Time. Yeah.
Sixth Doctor, eh?
It is the sixth Doctor companion. He's a shape-shifting penguin.
Oh, shit. So he is. Right there.
See, he's a talking shape-shifting penguin. He would work great with Gonzo, trying to compete for Camilla's love.
Agreed. That is
what was I going to say? Would Rory be good in this?
Not as good as Donna.
Yeah, not as good as Donna. I can see Jackie having some fun, but not Rose.
You said
Jackie. Not you. No.
You said Jackie. I thought you meant Captain Jack.
Jackie's
gonna try to.
Can you imagine Captain Jack on Miss Piggy? Okay. I'm telling this right now. We have to write our own Muppets Doctor Who fan fiction. We have to.
Yeah. We have to.
Okay.
Let's make it out tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's
put a brain trust. We'll put it all together, and I'll send it to Mark Riley's Patreon in the writer's room.
Agreed. Okay. We honestly have to do this. This is gonna be fucking bonkers. Sorry, this is gonna be really bonkers. I'm getting a little too excited.
Okay, let's start a Patreon for our Muppets Doctor Who script.
A Kickstarter.
Yeah,
a Kickstarter.
Let's do this.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I don't know about you two.
Me too.
Okay. We'll discuss more of this off the air because this could easily derail the episode. So that was your number 2.
More than it has already.
Yeah. It's the Muppets. They just bring out the excitement in all of us.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Muppet version of a face hugger?
Can you imagine a Muppet version of a Dalek?
They'd have to change exterminate to something funny. Exfoliate, no. I don't know. Yes, please. Okay, so that was your number 250?
Yeah.
Okay, so honorable mention time. Ben, what was yours?
Phenomena.
Phenomena.
Let's talk about the Tex Richmond song from the Muppets.
Oh, yeah.
and the Amy Adams song, Me Party, from the Muppets.
That's on mine too.
I love
Having a
that
me
song.
party.
It's a strange one. It's a strange one.
I think it's a song that made me. This might be out there. This movie might be the movie that made me appreciate Amy Adams.
Oh, because you can see that she's got more range.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, 50? What are your honorable mentions?
Well, me party, like Ben just said. Cabin Fever, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's a bit of a cheat, but me.
Beaker doing memories.
No, it's feelings.
Oh, feelings, yes.
Me.
I love Beaker so much. So my honorable mentions are Phenomena, and the second one actually has Beaker in a very prominent part, The Muppets Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes!
Oh, yes! I forgot about that one. Wow. I love that
Peppy,
one.
Peppy the prawn. I'm just a poor boy.
I see a silhouette of a man, Scaramouche.
Yeah.
Silhouette of a prawn,
And
Scaramouche,
it's Gonzo and the
Scaramouche.
chickens as the famous queen shot, and then at the very end, Kermit's like, "This is the last time I call a video conference."
They're not very productive.
Yeah, I love that cover of.
Well, let me joke. We don't like your jokes. Let me joke. We don't like your jokes.
Like my jokes. No, it's just like, oh god. Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the few music videos I have purchased.
It's on YouTube.
I bought it when it came out years and years ago.
Okay, question. Most of you have seen the movie When Harry Met Sally, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Muppet episode with Mary Crystal?
No, but that sounds intriguing.
They remade that scene, that famous scene, and they had Miss Piggy in the Sally wall. I can't remember what it was instead of a fake orgasm, but it was something else. It was so funny. I'll try to find it off.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, so now we're on our number ones. Ben, what is your number one?
And from the Muppets 2011, and how I feel most mornings, life is a happy song.
I wish I had your optimism.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that song, I just get in the best mood possible. I love that song.
This song to me is like a precursor to Everything Is Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna listen to it back to back.
It's true. I'm sorry. I don't. I remember the song, but I don't remember if that makes sense. Like, I mean, I remember seeing it. I kind of remember, but I don't really remember.
Single and Water.
Yeah, no, I know it's the movie. I know, but it's just like it's one that I'm having a hard time picturing right now because I don't remember the lyrics and stuff. But I know I've heard the song. Yeah.
Okay. I'll show it to you after. I don't want to get copyright claimed.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think Mimi. That didn't get us into trouble.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not going to sing it. I mean, I didn't want to bring up the video.
Oh,
where is Beaker singing "Feelings" from?
It's from one of the episodes of the show, I think.
Okay. Huh.
I mean, just look up Mr. Beaker Mimi, and I think you'll find it.
Okay, I think I'll do that.
And he also has another song where he's like, where it's Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and he's going like me.
Yeah, he did Ode to Joy, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And of course, everything went wrong in that video.
Of course. Beaker's so great. I fucking love Beaker. A buddy of mine, he can actually do the Beaker face without realizing he's doing it. Yeah, it's just the way his facial structure is built. He can do it. It's so funny.
But
I called him Beaker in high school.
speaking of the Muppets 2011, there's that scene with Jack Black in the barbershop, and they're doing a barbershop quartet, and they're going like, hello, 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 me, me, and he shows up with an axe.
Yeah. Jack Black was a great.
And they're looking at him like, dude, what are you doing?
I love Beaker.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a Muppet that I don't like, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you could help me. You know that big giant blue Muppet?
Yeah.
Blue.
The blue bear-ish one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know his name. You know?
No. I know who you're talking about because he plays a prominent role in Muppets from Space. I know who it is. Just off the top of my head, I don't remember.
So what's your number one, my man?
So I know I had said that it probably wouldn't be on my list, but I couldn't not do a Muppet song list without putting the Rainbow Connection on there.
Of course. Yeah, that's why it's not on my list, because I knew it's gotta be on someone. It's definitively the number one.
It's easily, and like the cultural impact of that song, it's been covered from everybody from Haley from what's the name? To Do Misery Business. Fuck, I can't remember their name anymore. She did a famous rock band for the 2010s. Even Willie Nelson covered it for one of his albums.
Oh, nice. Know that.
Yeah, it's been covered by so many people, but because it speaks to everybody. Like, that's what it is. It's just like speaking about what's out there for you. Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it. The Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and it's a song about hope. And it's one of those, you hear the ding, 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 you know immediately what it is.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's Kermit who leads it off at the beginning, right?
It's Kermit's song, is what it is. It is Kermit the Frog's song, even though in the Muppets we get everybody singing it. It is Kermit's song. And
I'm pretty sure that was his song before even the Muppets were a thing. They were like a segment on Sesame Street or something like that.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys, what came first, the Muppets or Sesame Street?
I'm pretty sure it's Sesame Street. It's 68, I think.
Yeah, the Sesame Street's got it beat by a long shot. The song came out after 76, so 79. It's from the movie. That's where actually it appeared from, is in the movie. I don't think Kermit appeared like way before the Muppets, but the song is original to the movie.
I gotta watch that movie again. It's been years since I've seen it.
Yeah, like here's a list of people that have covered this song. You've got the Carpenters. I'm sure you guys know who the Carpenters are.
Yes.
Okay. Kenny Loggins.
Okay.
The band Less Than Jake. Willie Nelson. Sarah McLachlan. The Dixie Chicks. Weezer and Haley Williams. That's what it was. Weezer and Haley Williams. When the Muppets 2011 came out, they released an album of famous artists covering Muppet songs, and that's where I heard that from. You've got Gwen Stefani covered it. Lisa Loeb covered it, and Barbra Streisand covered it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the most recent one. It's from a movie called Release. It's from her album Release Me To, which is a compilation, and she sings it with Kermit.
Oh,
Kermit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to listen to that. And it was actually a track that was intended for her album Wet that came out in 1979. So wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an album of unreleased recordings. So I gotta hear that. Barbra Streisand and Kermit. It's interesting.
Yeah, 50. What's your number one?
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Yep.
How can it not be my number one? I mean, like I said, I'm not having Rainbow Connection because it's definitively the number one. So that's why. Same as we did with the Superman and Batman for the DC Heroes thing. I mean, if it's not the Rainbow Connection, it's gotta be the Muppet Show song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like that's another one where you just start singing it. A whole bunch of people probably would have started joining you in with you because everyone knows the Muppets Show theme song.
In time,
It's
timeless.
a timeless classic.
Yeah.
In time to play the music, in time to light the light.
And I love it when they did it in the Muppets 2011 movie when Kermit is all but given up hope that he'll get the bang back together, and Jason Segel and Amy Adams and Walter are like, "Come on, Kermit, it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets." And he's like,
"The Muppet Show tonight."
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so
And also, Gonzo has a different outro every time they have the thing, and Stadler and Waldorf have a different thing every time.
I shared a video with you guys in our private chat. It's Adam Savage touring the Jim Henson exhibit. And one of the things they do, they have a section for the Muppet Show, obviously. And it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's a wall of TV screens that shows every one of Gonzo's different things from the Muppet Show. And they have the original Muppet Show logo that's used.
Nice.
No, they actually physically have the original logo in the exhibition. It's a place I would visit if I ever get to New York, because it's in Yonkers, New York, and it covers everything from Jim Henson's career. So it covers Muppets, it covers obviously covers Sesame Street, it covers Labyrinth, it covers Dark Crystal, a lot of stuff that he's done. Really cool exhibit.
The Ninja Turtles.
I don't think the Ninja Turtles are in there. I think it mostly focuses on actual Jim Henson productions, not things he was outsourced for. They actually have a real life Miss Piggy in the wedding dress. They have, I think it's the original Ralph. They have a Big Bird, which is like, holy shit. It
is big.
I think it's an original Kermit as well.
Wow.
I knew in the Muppet movie. I love the Big Bird cameo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did that in... Didn't they also redo it in the 2011 version?
Maybe.
I'm gonna look that
because
up.
I just watched it recently, I think. Again.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I watched it.
By the way, the guy that actually did Big Bird, he passed away like a year or two ago, and the stuff he needed to do to make that stupid thing work is crazy. Like, his face is over here. He's doing this with the hand, and he's working the face like this. Like, that's commitment, and that's why that's why Big Bird only moves like one wing all the time.
That makes sense. Let's see. He was not in that Muppets movie, actually.
Okay, so I guess it's just the original. What?
So he's appeared in 4 movies: the Muppet movie, Muppets Take Manhattan, Sesame Street Presents Follow That Bird, and The Adventures of Elmo and Grouchland. Those are the only 4 movies that he has been in.
Okay.
It would have been cool if he was in there, but I know that there is actually a legit reason why you don't see Sesame Street and the Muppets crossover. There is an actual legit reason. I think it has to do with rights.
Well, I think that all the Muppets and Cat Pit Muppets too.
Oh yeah, but that didn't stop them in the past.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
Wait a minute.
Anyway.
I just noticed something. I think at one point or another I would have had Moving Right Along on my list and somehow changed it, and I think I punted it from you, Ben. I apologize.
Oh.
So do you want to talk about Moving Right Along really quick?
I didn't love that song because it's basically Fozzie and Kermit it's not on the road trip, and it looks like they're having a fun time going across the country.
Yeah, it's a great song to have in your car, which is where I heard it most of the time. And my mom had that song on a CD in her car. We used to sing it all the time. And I think that's the song where they show off Big Bird in a cameo.
Yeah.
See, that's how I remembered it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I might have had it on my list, but changed it, and that's why I punted it. So I'm sorry.
No worries, 50. No worries.
Okay, so that's what it is.
Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
It is
I
rights
knew
issues.
it.
You set me up. You set me up for it.
There it is. No, it is rights issues. It's because Disney
Really?
owns the Muppets and Jim Henson Studios owns Sesame Street. That's why we'll never see them cross over. Which
Makes
sucks.
sense.
It sucks because I remember when I was a kid watching like Follow That Bird and seeing Kermit pop in there and stuff like that. And I know Kermit used to appear in Sesame Street back in the day, but that was back when they were all under the same umbrella.
Although, Disney owns Star Wars, and we did kind of get to see Star Wars cameo in the Lego movie.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not
Who knows?
possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. This is the reason why it hasn't been done, because there's too many legal
It's
issues.
not likely, but it's not impossible.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
It might have been more
in all likelihood.
Yeah, it might have been more likely at the time of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but nowadays it's just too complicated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, the best crossover, my best friend introduced me to this, and it actually is available on YouTube, and I did watch for Christmas a couple years ago. It was a Muppet Family Christmas, and you literally brought everybody in. You had the Muppets, you had Sesame Street, you had Fraggle Rock. Like, everyone was there. It's the last time where everyone was there on a video.
Nice.
Nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I think also there was an episode of the Muppet Show where the Sesame Street gang straight up showed up on the show. It was like during a song called "Open Sesame." And they said "Open Sesame," and then more Muppets showed up, and then it said "Open Sesame" again, and then all the Sesame Street guys came out. And I think, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, there might have been an episode of the Muppet Show where Big Bird was the special guest.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. All right, everybody. So what is the list for next week? I know it was another Muppets related one.
I think it's
Top 5 Muppets?
top 5 Muppets.
Right,
And it would have been Ben's
Muppets.
topic, I think.
Yeah. That's going to be fun because, well, I think it's very well documented who my number one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good list.
What?
It's gonna be a good list, and I agree with Ryan. Sorry about 3 minutes too late on this. Yes, Muppets covering Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the best.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's a great Queen song, and it's also a great Muppet song.
Agreed. All right.
Absolutely.
So 50, where could everybody find you?
I love Mama.
Yeah,
Mama.
that's actually, they got Animal to do that part of Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like Mama, Mama, Mama. Mama.
How funny is Animal in the 2011 Muppets?
Which version of Animal? The Dave Grohl version of Animal. So which version? The original or the Dave Grohl version?
The original
Animal in the Muppets.
I'm kidding you, Ben. Dave Grohl plays the Muppet, plays Animal in that Muppet cover band.
He plays him in the Muppets.
The Muppets, yeah.
You need to watch that movie,
Ben.
You know what my favorite Animal joke is when he I think it's in the original movie, and he walks up to this giant microphone. He's like, "Testing!" And he blows up Professor Bunsen Honeydew's face with the loud yell that he does.
Nice. All right. So,
but lastly, speaking of the Muppets Star Wars episode, at the end there's like a post-credit scene where all the other Muppets are auditioning to play Yoda, and Animal's audition is like, Yoda, Jedi Master Yoda.
Okay, I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Quick question. Yes or no? is Yoda a Muppet?
No,
Yeah, no.
he wasn't
He's a
created. Yeah, in order for it to be a true Muppet, it has to be created by Jim Henson. The only link it has is Frank Oz.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wait, so the actual puppet Yoda wasn't created by Jim Henson?
Yeah,
No, it was created by shit. They actually even made it to look like this guy. Fairborn. Can't remember his name right now. Who created Yoda? George Lucas. No shit.
No shit, Sherlock.
That's the guy's name, Stuart Freeborn. He's the one that actually built the physical. Yeah, and according to the Muppet Wiki, Yoda it would technically qualify as a creature rather than a Muppet.
Okay.
Is he a creature or is he a Muppet?
Or is he a Muppet of a creature?
Or is it very
Muppet? All right, 50. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on my channel, 50 Shades of Geek. You can also find me occasionally when I have time to on Twitch. You can also find me with these two wonderful gentlemen covering the greatest show in the galaxy, Doctor Who, every Monday on this channel. And occasionally I pop into Mount Schmodown or Let's Talk About Star Wars whenever I have the time. And you can also check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/Pokemon Star Cross and Crescent. You can also find me on another Patreon where the three of us are going to make a Doctor Who Muppet crossover script.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
We're doing that. We're doing that.
It's gonna happen. All right, Ben. What about you? Where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Twitter at Ben_Rainer every Monday on recapping, every Thursday on Shooting the Breeze with Soda here, every Saturday right here, or on Saturday, usually on Mount Schmodown, the Schmodown show where we go over players' careers. We're having a break this week. We'll be back next week.
Right on. And as for myself, you can find me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me all over this channel because I'm on every goddamn show. You can find me producing on Saturdays. Let's talk about Star Wars. But we are also taking a break this week because Taco, his work schedule only allows him to do 2 shows on, 2 shows off. So we do 2 shows a month. But yeah, other than that, you can find me all over the interwebs. Don't forget, everybody, to like and subscribe to this channel. But first, I want to show you a picture of the guy who created Yoda and tell me if you see a resemblance.
Yes.
He actually made it like himself. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Nice.
But anyways, on behalf of myself, on behalf of Ben Statler Rayner, and on behalf of 50 Shades of Green, we will see you next week when we discuss our favorite Muppets on Get Sweaty.
Banana.
Do.